Hello, this is Robert. Today's concern is all about totalitarianism, but we will focus on common characteristics, common principles, or similarities between fascism of Mussolini and Nazism of Hitler. What were the common characteristics? Let's start watching their videos while speaking. We can find that in their speech they have common gestures, common intonations, common emotions.
Traditionsgefestigte politische Führung der Partei treten und dann werden diese beiden Einrichtungen gemeinsam den deutschen Menschen erziehen und festigen und auf ihren Schultern tragen den deutschen Staat, das Deutsche Reich.
Yeah, it's a short video. The first one was for Hitler. Let's find out also another for Mussolini.
Ebbene, camerati, in queste tre parole tu è e sarà il segreto di ogni vittoria.
As you can see, they have some common features while delivering speech. Their picture from Google, Mussolini on the left side and Hitler on the right side. Another picture, Mussolini on the left side and Hitler on the right side. Hitler and Mussolini. What are the common characteristics of Nazism and Fascism? Let me remind you that Fascism and Nazism were the totalitarian regime. The totalitarian regime means the regimes that recognizes no freedom of people. They recognizes no limits of their authority to the public and private aspect. That's why they are called totalitarian regime. This totalitarian regime emerged in Europe, especially after First World War, and Nazism is for Hitler in Germany, and Fascism is for Mussolini in Italy. They were in different countries, but they have same and common characteristics or principles, as we are going to discuss them below. Common characteristics of Fascism and Nazism, all common characteristics of Mussolini and Hitler. Both of them had extreme nationalism. Extreme nationalism. I can tell you that these totalitarian leaders have an elaborated ideology. This ideology was all about making their country superior to all others. For instance, in Italy, Benito Mussolini promised their people, Italian masses, that he wanted to rebuild the nation, the Italian nation, as Roman Empire. They wanted to rebuild the glory of ancient Roman Empire. Remember, Roman civilization in the world. While in Germany, Hitler promised people to make German Aryan race, or superior race. This extreme nationalism were common to those dictators. Another characteristic is dislike or abuse of human rights. In this totalitarian regime, human rights were neglected. They abused, they violated, they oppressed human being, as we discussed in definition. They recognize no limits in people's life. That's why we say they abuse human rights. Identification of enemies. Both of them had a system of identifying their enemy from the society. This identification of enemy were taken as a unifying causes in order to divert people's attention from other problems. Diverting people's attentions from other problems and focus on the enemy of the country. But also, it is another way of consolidating themselves on power. That's why they did whatever possible to eliminate opponents and enemies. Another point is supremacy of the military. This is understandable. These readers always want to be superior. Can you be superior without strong army? Impossible. That's why these readers decide to rebuild the supremacy of the military, or the monopoly of military, monopoly of weapons. They have strong and powerful weapons. They have strong army in order to forbid external countries to intervene in their country. It's a way of forbidding external countries in internal situation. This military were used to protect their industrial infrastructures, as it is highlighted. Another point is rampant sexism or extensive sexism. Rampant is something that comes frequently, oftenly. It comes oftenly. It comes and comes and comes. It is rampant. It is constant. Rampant sexism is a characteristic on both sides, both readers, because male were always dominant, while women were taken as second-class citizens. They were taken as second-class citizens. They had no opportunity in politics, no opportunity in economy. They were taken as inferior people. And this characteristic were on both sides. Another characteristic, both of them had the system of over-controlling mass media. Over-controlling mass media. This control of media is a way of forbidding, prohibiting, or disturbing freedom of press. And remember, press or media is taken as the fourth power of leadership. Fourth power that is there to expose the wrongdoings of the government. That's why these leaders decide to control this media by controlling licensing, prohibiting them on resources, and this helped them to do whatever they want, as they know that there were no threats to them. There were no one to expose their faults. Another characteristic is fraudulent election. Fraudulent election is election where people could vote without freedom. They vote according to the will of their leaders. On the election polls, there would be intimidation. Where you have to vote according to the will of leaders or soldiers, not according to your will. That's why it is called fraudulent or terrorist election. Another common characteristic, both leaders had one political party. That's why it is called monopartism. Mono means one. Monopartism. One political parties, while other political parties were abandoned to mean no opposition in their country, and it is common to them. Another common characteristic is cult of personality. Cult of personality. Exposing themselves, advertising themselves through billboards, through songs. On the billboard in the city, you would find pictures of them. They sing songs on the radio, you would find songs related to them. It's a way of advertising themselves among people. It's a way of forcing people to love or to like them. It's a way of making themselves popular among people. Another point is a secret police and spy network. It's a common characteristic between Mussolini and Hitler. All of them had secret police and spy network that is there responsible to oppress enemies. But they operate in secret and beyond any constraint. This spy network could eliminate whoever tried to oppose the leaders. And this secret police was used before reaching on the throne, where they caused turmoils, chaos in the society, and their previous leader became unable to solve those problems, hence rise of them to power. Defense and protection of religion. Let's take an example to Mussolini in Italy. He was a militant defender of religion, Catholic Church religion, in order to win their support. They took themselves as militant defender to religion, and the religion, as a return, could give him a support. Suppression of intellectuals is a common characteristic because both of them decide to restrict academic freedom, where they took academic freedom as subversive or hindrance to national security and patriotic ideal. That's why some lessons like history, literature, arts, before teaching them you have to sign a note that you would never taught any subject that is illegal, that is beyond the line or beyond the ideology of those above readers. This is the end of today's session. We have been discussing the common characteristics of fascism and Nazism. Some of them are like elaborated ideology through extreme nationalism, controlling mass media, having spy network, controlling academic freedom by restricting intellectuals. They have monopoly of weapons, among others. If you want to know more about this, find your notebook and books to read more. Don't forget to subscribe and share to your fellow students. Thank you.